What's the deal? You already know what it is. Back to another video to pump out to my young boys, maybe girls. I just got added in a video. I'm about to watch this joint, see what he talking about. Let's see what he talking about.
Today I'm going to be speaking on this situation with Pastor Dowell, Ringo TV, and some other subsidiary characters that is involved in the story. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we have a lot of people in the Hebrew Israelite community who feel like they are qualified, or for whatever reason feel like they should be able to speak on situations and matters, almost as if they're a judge, to cast judgment on people, to come in the name of the Most High even. And it's very evident that many of our...
All right, off rip, we get in. I guess this one of Dowell peoples or something. Let's go.
Our people who are coming into this knowledge are not girded properly. They don't know Torah, they don't know the law, and it shows. Why am I saying this? Because you have a situation where Pastor Dowell, for those of you who don't know, Pastor Dowell is one of the biggest leaders in the Hebrew Israelite communities. What he's known for is being able to take brethren into communities. They buy land, they live off the grid, they live away from society, and it's very admirable, right?
Well, from what we know, they're not buying land. He's owning land. He's buying the land, and that's all him. But let's go.
Because they're coming out of this world, right? They're being separate, being holy, being separate. And that's one of the things that many people, including myself.
I mean, with everything that's been coming out as far as the adultery that's going on over there, and virgin auctions and all of this other type of stuff, I don't know, being set apart and holy, if you say so. Let's go.
Admire him for, because they were able to do something and starting a community. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I'm trying to learn myself. I'm pretty young, but I'm trying to learn it myself.
You're trying to learn the in and outs of it. Ringo got like 13 videos you can learn the in and outs of it. Hours long. But you probably ain't checked those out. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be making no video like this. But let's go.
But I know that it's very difficult. Okay? It's very difficult. So much so to the point where myself, I am not qualified to speak on some of the difficulties that Pastor Dowell and Straightway Ministries may be having when it comes to dealing with people on a community. I know.
Hey, you said you're not qualified. That don't mean other brothers of truth ain't qualified. Let's go.
But that's something that's very difficult.
That boy Ringo over there doing diligent work. Diligent work on Dowell. Research. They got Rollo they bringing out interviews. They got witnesses. I mean, it's real work being did. Fervent work. But because you not qualified, nobody qualified. Let's go.
Nevertheless, and I'm not a Pastor Dowell fanboy or anything like that. I'm just giving you some context. When I first started listening to Pastor Dowell, it was about 3 years ago. And I noticed something very quickly, that they had a lot of people who spoke out against him.
Okay. So you've been watching Dowell for 3 years. We got that. So you've been watching Dowell for 3 years. All right.
Some people would have channels, whole channels dedicated to speaking against Pastor Dowell and some of the teachings that he has and some of the issues that they were having in their congregation. And one of the craziest situations was when a guy by the name of Zion Music Ministries, I don't know if that's still their YouTube name, but this guy decided that he was going to prophesy in the name of the Lord, against Straightway Ministries and Pastor Dowell. And he said within a year that their ministry will be devoured by the sword. Now, this is what I mean when I say many people are not girded in this word. Because if you knew the law, you would understand in Deuteronomy chapter 18, starting at around verse 15, it tells you that if a prophet speaks a word in the name of the Lord, and that word did not come from the Lord, and that prophet spoke it presumptuously, even that man shall die. You see, one of the first things that you have to understand when you come into this truth is that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord is talking about when you're afraid to even step out on that limb and say that God told you to say something.
All right, and nobody said
God did not tell you to say that.
All right. Nobody said God told him to say that. Come on now.
You put the Lord's name behind it so that
It's
it
late.
holds weight.
It's late
because
now.
you know that it don't hold weight with you just speaking it from your own heart. So what Pastor Dowell did was he waited a year and 1 day.
All right.
You have a lot of people who have strong feelings against somebody and will then try to use the scriptures to speak against someone else because the scriptures hold weight in all of our eyes, right? Because we all say we believe in the Most High. We all say that we're trying to follow this word. So that holds weight in our hearts and in our minds.
What's the deal, y'all?
Your opinion may not hold weight to someone else. So what you have to try to do is use the Bible
Let's see if I can get my camera on this joint
to
dead.
justify your opinion so that your opinion now holds weight like the Bible does. And that cannot be done. And I see that happening all the time. So this particular situation, Pastor Dowell is said to have committed adultery. Okay? And he
Do you agree with that? Let's see.
is being accused of that by a guy by the name of Ringo TV. Now, one thing about Pastor Dowell is this. Pastor Dowell issued out a challenge to Geno Jennings after Geno Jennings said that he would debate anybody on the biblical topic of divorce and remarriage.
Ooh,
In his pride, he stated something and he said he'll debate anybody. So, knowing Pastor Dowell, he called his bluff, and Pastor Dowell issued him to a challenge. If any of you know Pastor Dowell, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't, all you have to do is search Pastor Dowell, Geno Jennings. You'll see all that debacle that happened. He issued a debate, and he challenged him to that debate. Geno Jennings never responded to the challenge. When you go on the channels of Geno Jennings and some of the people who were on Geno Jennings' side, they said that they didn't want to debate him because Pastor Dowell used curse words, and he was very rash with his mouth and stuff like that.
All right, buddy.
Whatever, bro.
Come on, yeah, right. Come on.
Putting his business onto YouTube for the people to see. Now, why do I bring that up? Because you have guys like Born Row and Ringo TV, and I'm not against these brothers at all. I'm not on nobody's side. I don't have no dog in the fight.
I can't tell. Sound like you got a side.
I am simply looking at this objectively. But you have these guys who are putting themselves in a position of being the judge and casting aspersions, telling people that they're in error and that they need to repent, which is fine. But you cannot do that not having heard both sides of the story. And
This dude sound like Dowell. Dowell refuses to tell his side of the story. Dowell is yet to get on camera to tell his side of his quote-unquote side of the story. So, let me get this straight. I could sit up there, go out, stab a bunch of people, and I'm on trial. They're trying to get my side of the story. And I don't give my side of the story. What then? Can then nobody judge me, or can then nobody say nothing to me about what I did if I don't give my side? Because, only the Most High know my heart. I might have been told to do something, even though we know for a fact that that's sin. Even though you're supposed to love thy neighbor, you don't stab your neighbor. But if I sat up there and did that, and I don't ever give my side, but the people that's outside that can clearly see me doing something that's wrong, they can't say nothing about that. Alrighty.
And that is something that Pastor Dow has already said. But Pastor
No,
Dow shouldn't have to say that.
Dow has said, he has said that, but he has said that in the same vein of, I'm not going to tell my side. I'm not going to explain what happened with Jamie's wife, and how she ended up with Elder Becker. He said, I'm not going to explain how, Eric ended up off the land and I ended up with his wife and having the authority to sell his daughter off to somebody else. He didn't explain scripturally where he was able to even do any of that. His logic was, we know his logic, he's already said it in other videos, that his logic is he believes that what's her name? Mama Nellie, and Eric was not married because they had a contract from a marriage contract or whatever. He believes their marriage was not real. He believes that she didn't have a covering. Even though when they had the interview, he acknowledges Mama Nellie as Eric's wife. We know this for a fact. Anybody with eyes that can see, like you talking about you doing this objectively, but sir, anybody with eyes that can see that Dowell, that Mama Nellie, Eric, and his daughter all came to Straightway. Eric ended up banned from the land, and then Dowell took his wife and married her. We know the scriptures. This is simple math. We know the scriptures that a woman is bound to her husband as long as he liveth. We know that there is no case in the Bible or in the Torah where a woman is divorcing a man. So why is Dowell constantly condoning these women to divorce their husbands and then giving these women off to other men? This is simple math. This ain't nobody sitting up there talking about they getting words from the Most High, and nobody's trying to put super judgment on Dowell. We're just calling it out for what it is. That's a wrong thing to do. Just like you feel like with me and Ringo or whatever, who else, what we're doing is wrong, the same way you set this camera up and the same way you made a video and you're saying y'all are wrong for doing that, it's the same concept. We're setting our camera up, we're telling Dowell you're wrong for doing that. And you saying, oh, you gotta get Dowell's side and this side and that side. Did you get my side or Ringo's side before you set this camera up and made this video? Since sides is important, since all sides have to be put on the table before you can say anything about anything. Did you get my side? Did you get Ringo's side? Did you reach out to me? Did you reach out to Ringo? Come on now. Let's stop with this.
You brothers should already know that, because you brothers claim to know the Torah, you claim to know the Bible. So if you knew and understood the Bible, you would understand that in Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 16, Moses tells the people that he set up judges over them. And those judges were supposed to judge matters righteously. What that means is that they had to hear the causes of the small as well as the great. So you people who have a problem with Pastor Dowell, you listen to these guys who are small.
I'm gonna let him finish.
In terms of how many followers they have. These people who are smaller, who are speaking out against Pastor Dowell, and you take the position that you just believe them at face value, not even having heard Pastor Dowell's side of the story.
Again, this is the same Pastor Dowell who refuses to tell his side of the story. This is like the ultimate cop-out. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that this is the ultimate cop-out? To sit up there and not address the matter, not to go over. Ringo got 13 videos. All of them is damn near 5+ hours long. Evidence, sources, witnesses. Did you watch any of that? Did you watch any of those videos, my boy? Did you watch any of that? I mean, it's written all over the wall. It's written all over the wall. Everybody with eyes to see can see what's going on over there at Straightway. So, you saying you coming at this objectively, right? Did you see all of the evidence that was put on the table before you made this video? Did you? Because that would be the objective way to go about it. Let's see what they're bringing out that would make all of these people make these videos and say this about Dowell. Let me see all of the things that Ringo brought out. Let me see all of these testimonies. We got all of these sides, all of these stories, but because Dowell refuses to sit up there and tell his side of the story, nobody can say nothing. Even though we're all visibly seeing what's happening. We have people that was in there with Dowell saying exactly what happened, but nobody can say nothing. Do this make sense? Do this make any kind of sense? Come on.
So you just take that side and you tell Pastor, you and Straightway Ministries and all you other elders that are part of that ministry, y'all need to repent.
Why can't I see the comments though?
And then those of you who are Pastor Dowell fanboys, who think that no man could do no error, will look at the opposite side and say, Pastor Dowell is so great, we've seen the Spirit of the Lord on him, he's given all these great messages. There's no way he could have committed adultery. A righteous judge puts nothing beyond no one. A righteous judge hears both sides of a story. A righteous judge does not go on YouTube.
You ain't get my side. You ain't get Ringo's side. Before you went to YouTube, before you did exactly what you about to say, you ain't get my side or Ringo's side. Since we need sides to say something, you ain't get my side. Where was my side? What about me? What about me? What about Ringo? What about our side? You don't know why we did this. You ain't get the whole story. You didn't get both sides.
For clickbait, trying to get a whole bunch of people who don't know the scriptures on their side and make points that they don't fully understand.
Dang, I wish I could see y'all.
And this is not just with this situation. I see this with many situations in the Hebrew Israelite community. We have too many people who make it their business to talk about the things that aren't even concerning them.
That's crazy because none of my videos concern you, sir. They're talking to Dowell. With that logic, we just gonna use your logic the whole time. Let's go back.
About the things that
you see how this makes no sense. This whole line of thinking makes zero sense.
Israelite community, we have too many people who make it their business to talk.
You've made it your business to talk
about the things that aren't even concerning them.
You made it your business to talk about me talking about Dowell, even though it doesn't concern you or your walk at all. You don't know me and you don't know Dowell. You don't even know the people I'm talking to over this platform. If you was following what you're saying, sir, by your logic, you would just be like, oh, you would just live your life. You would be like, oh, that's unfortunate people are doing that. But you've made it your business to now talk about me and to talk about Ringo.
And to cast judgment. Because this is the main thing. The casting of judgment. The telling of someone that they're in error or sin.
So you said the main problem is to tell someone they're in error or sin. But then a little bit before, you said that's not even the problem, to tell someone they're in error or sin. Hold on. I should have peeped where that was at.
Who have strong feelings against somebody. And then try to use the scriptures
Hold on.
to prove that that was a false prophecy. But that is not coming from the Lord. Against Straightway Ministries and Pastor Dowell, he's their YouTube name.
That's crazy.
Dowell.
I need to find that part where you said that. Because literally early in this video, you said telling someone they're in sin or whatever is not even the bad part.
Starting at around verse 15, it tells you. And that prophet spoke it presumptuously, afraid to even step out on that limb and say that God told you to say something when God did not tell you to say that. You in your heart feel that, but that is not coming from the Lord.
Oh no, what about here Eric's side of the story? Oh, I'll reach out to him. Dowell covetous other man was in his heart, covetous man. We still talking about after Dowell. One man, we need to hit this same energy of praying for him, and definitely in the Most High. Hey man, I was low key through with Dowell. I was low key done with him, but I got added into a video. I got added on a video at 1 a.m. So I'm like, hey, I guess we back on the Dowell train.
But because you want to convince somebody of your argument, you put the Lord's. Nevertheless, that was the first time that I really realized that.
Man, let me find that part, bro.
They don't know Torah. They don't know the law. And it's one of the biggest leaders in the Hebrew Israelite communities. It's a communities and it's very admirable, right? Because they're coming out of this world, right? They're to myself, community. I'm trying to learn it myself. So much so to the point where myself, I am not qualified to speak on some of the difficulties that Pastor Dowell and Straightway Ministries may be having when it comes to dealing with people on a community. I know that that's some Pastor Dowell fanboy.
Come on now.
When I first started listening to Pastor Dowell, something very quickly that some people would have channels in some of the teachings that he has. Zion, he was going to prophesy in the name of against Straightway Ministry.
I can't find it.
Devoured by the soul.
I can't find it. I'm just going back.
And that prophet spoke it presumptuously.
But it's a part in this video
of your argument
where he says something like, calling somebody out on sin or whatever is not inherently wrong or something like that he was saying. But now that's the wrong part.
But because you want to convince to prove that that was a false prophecy, to speak against someone else because the scriptures hold weight in all of it. What to do is use the Bible with adultery. Okay? And he is being accused of that by a guy who stated something and he said he'll debate anybody. So, knowing Pastor Dowell.
All right. We about to just go back to where you said.
And this is not just with this situation. I see this with many situations in the Hebrew Israelite community. And to cast judgment. Because this is the main thing. The casting of judgment. The telling of someone that they're in error or sin.
That's the main thing.
You have to do things according to the scriptures. And the scriptures say to hear both sides of a matter.
Again.
If somebody was to ask me, what do I think about this situation? The only thing I can say is that it's a tragic situation.
Alrighty. Again, with his logic, we need to hear both sides, right? He never tried to hear my side. With that same logic, he never tried to hear Ringo's side. If all you're supposed to do is be like, oh, that's a tragic situation, then you should have seen me recording my videos. You should have seen Ringo recording his videos and been like, oh, that's a tragic situation. But what did you do? You put your camera up and you made a video to do the exact same thing that you're calling me and Ringo out for doing to Dowell. Come on now. The jokes write themselves.
Because it's causing a separation between the flock. All I'm simply trying to say is that you have these guys who want to speak on matters before they have heard both sides, and that is against the Torah.
All right, you ain't heard my side. Again, you ain't heard my side. So you going against the Torah. You're going against the Torah, man. Man, these religious guys, I don't want to. He giving me Israelite camp vibes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting Israelite camp vibes. I'm getting IUIC vibes.
That is a sin. So that is something that you actually would need to repent from, for speaking on something, having not heard both sides. And then here's the crazy part. Pastor Dowell, I believe it was 2 days ago.
No, that's a fact. That's that religious spirit, bro. You talking about Torah this and Torah that. With your same logic, you're not even actually applying what it is you're talking about right now. It's like, then at the beginning of this video, somewhere in the beginning, I might just go back and sit up there and find it after the stream or whatever, and then just timestamp it and then pin it. Because somewhere at the beginning of this video, he said something like, calling somebody out on what they're doing or whatever isn't wrong or whatever. Then just a minute ago, he just said, this is the main part. Calling someone out and saying that they're in sin. Nah, bro, this is hilarious.
A challenge. And said he wants to debate Ringo TV. Now, this is the perfect opportunity. If you wanted to expose Pastor Dowell as an adulterer. If
we're supposed to be being with his logic. If we're supposed to be being objective, you said you were objective, right? Ringo made a response to Dowell trying to debate him. He brought out scriptures and all. He showed how he brought out scriptures how the Most High actually doesn't want us to get into fruitless debates. Because when it comes to a debate, you're in the territory of dealing with a reprobate. Because that person is inside of the mind that they're in already. They've already accepted their standpoint on it. You've accepted your standpoint on it. Therefore, y'all just going back and forth on scriptures is going to be fruitless. It's no point. That doesn't serve the Most High. Ringo made a whole multi-hour long response to the whole debating him talking point. He brought out the fact that Dowell considers him an enemy. Dowell literally said that Ringo was his enemy. You talking about a civil debate and all of this. Y'all are enemies at this point. Then Dowell sat up there and disrespected the man countless times. Disrespected him, called him homosexual accusations, all of this type of stuff. Disrespected his craft, all sorts of stuff. Straight disrespect, violate. But then you want to sit up there and talk about a debate? A fruitless debate at that. After so many lines have already been crossed, you talking about a debate. It makes zero sense. But you supposedly not a Dowell fan, boy, and you standing on this whole debate nonsense. You talking about the Torah and on all of this, man, I can't. These religious guys, bro. You talking about the Torah, but like I said, Ringo brought out a whole stream breaking down how Most High don't want us in fruitless debates, basically. Which that was something I learned when I watched that stream. I was like, okay, that makes perfect sense. Because I never was in the habit of getting into it with, doing debates and all of that type of stuff. It's just pointless. You have your stance, I have my stance. What we doing? We just sitting up there talking about what we want. We just want to get a point across. And then the thing is, Dowell sat up there and called Ringo a nobody. All of these times he kept saying, who is this guy? Bingo, Ringo. After shouting Ringo out, have you watched the videos, bro? Like, seriously, have you watched the videos? And everything that this is to make a video like this. I'm gonna just keep it a book. I'm gonna just keep it a whole stack with you right now. To make a video like this in this current climate is embarrassing, because it's so much out like right now. It's so much evidence and so many different things out. Oh, we got Eric Gonzalez in the chat. What's the deal? Is there 2 or 3 witnesses, couples that went to say? And this is somebody that's directly involved in the matter. Let's see what Eric said. Let a matter be established by 2, 3 witnesses, 3 couples that went the straight way and wound up divorced. Eric and Ellie and Jamie and Heather and Randall and his wife. Coincidence? Right. You have somebody that's directly involved with the situation in the chat talking right now. But you saying, oh, we need Dowell's side of the story before we can say anything. What? Why would it would literally make then within this in this current climate of all of this evidence and all this stuff stacked against Dowell? Why would he sit up there and make a statement or make a story or addressing the situation if he's guilty of doing it? It would literally make no sense. I done broke down Dowell's, just the other videos he was making, his body language, the moments you can tell he's clearly lying or being deceitful about something, pointed all of that out. So Dowell's going to be hard pressed to sit up there and make a video addressing everything that's going on. He still has not done it. Why is that? If he believes that he has the truth, let me ask you this. If Dowell is holding the truth and he's a believer of the Most High, believer of the Bible, the Torah, if Dowell is a true believer of the Bible and the scriptures, and he's holding the truth, why would he sit up there and keep that to himself? You know why Dowell is not telling his side of the story? You know his argument of what he said? Dowell said, oh, if I tell y'all, y'all wouldn't believe me anyway. Do that sound like somebody that believes they're holding the truth? Because if you believe in the Most High, which is the truth, the way, then you would know that the truth is going to always make it to the light. The truth is always going to prevail over lies. So if everybody was telling lies on Dowell, it would make no sense for him to withhold the truth if that's what he had. Like, your discernment is off, bro. Super off to even make a video like this, bro. Atting me and all of this type of stuff. And then, you know, I respect it. I respect the atting me because, you know, you could have just not. But at the same time, bro, this is kind of embarrassing, bro. It's kind of embarrassing. Did you watch the videos? That's what I'm just used to. Did you watch the videos? Did you see everything that's been brought out on Dowell? Have you heard the testimonies? Have you seen the interviews, the multiple interviews that's out? What do you mean? What do you mean we can't speak on this? What? What are you talking about? Stop it, bro.
To set it up to where Pastor Dowell could give his side of the story?
No, that's not what's about to happen. Dowell, if you watch Dowell's video, where he was talking about where he challenged Ringo to the debate, he is not talking about giving his side of the story. Dowell is talking about debating remarriage and divorce, which shows Dowell himself didn't even watch the videos or see the evidence that's been brought out on him, at least not in totality. Because he literally, the point that he's making that he alleged that Ringo made, is not the points that Ringo is making. He talking about let's argue remarriage and divorce. What? What? Again, there's no scriptures in the Bible about a woman divorcing her husband. You had Nelly divorce Eric. You had Heather divorce Jamie. What are you talking about? Let's debate marriage and remarriage and divorce. There was never a non-marriage. Eric said himself that he wanted his wife. Eric literally said himself he wanted his wife. So if he wanted his wife and you're the pastor How do you sit up there and break them up and then end up getting with the wife? Anybody with the lowest level of discernment can see what happened in that situation. To get on camera and make a video like this is embarrassing. Straight up and down. Let's go.
Whoever he committed adultery with, supposedly, according to you, you and them can come together and present your side.
That's not Dowell's intentions. Dowell wants to debate marriage and remarriage. And Dowell doesn't even believe that if you get a marriage within the states, then you're actually married. He doesn't think the Most High respects your marriage. Do you know Dowell's actual stance in the matter? And then for Dowell to sit up there and quote unquote challenge him to a debate after discrediting the man countless times. He discredited Ringo countless times, made him seem like he's a nobody. He said everybody don't pay attention. I won't be paying attention. He's nothing. I'm above him. I have a community. He's in New York. He's in the slums. There's rats in New York. He did all of that. But now you want to have a civil, respectful debate. Why would you have a civil, respectful debate with somebody who you believe is a nobody and a homosexual and all of this other type of stuff that you done said about the man? Why would you want to then have a debate with that person? Because you want to be heard. You just want to fake be heard. You just want to not even get your point out, because I believe that Dowell said that knowing that Ringo wasn't going to do that. Just out of sheer desperation, because he know it would make no sense for Ringo to do that. So he threw that out there knowing that he wasn't going to even do it, to save face. Let's see it. I'm not in touch with Randall. When Randall fought Dowell on the Sabbath, Rufus was present and stopped it. Dowell privately married her. She lived in town, not on the land. He divorced her. Gave it to Elder. She was given to Elder Smitty after Dowell smashed her for a while. Damn. See, man, and that's your boy. This your boy. This is what Dowell on. I know you've been watching him for 3 years. I know it probably hurts to hear that he was doing some dirt. And he's getting caught out for it. I know it probably hurt. But it is what it is. I suggest you watch them videos, because you couldn't have. You absolutely couldn't have. Ringo been doing some of the best work on YouTube I done seen when it come to, exposing somebody or bringing, calling somebody out. He didn't drop about 30 hours worth of content on Dowell for you to make this 14-minute video and say, you can't do that because Dowell has not said his side. Really? Really? Is that how any crime in the world is? That's how any crime anywhere is handled ever? Any investigation? Like what? So if somebody decide to stay silent, they're irreproachable. Like you can't say nothing to them if they decide to stay silent. That's the ultimate flaw in that logic, bro. What if they don't say anything? What if they just decide not to say anything? They can never be talked to. But even still, like said, you didn't say nothing to me or Ringo before you made this video. So what happened to getting all the sides before you speak? Ain't that in the Torah? Let's go.
Story. And y'all can both be in a mediated, moderated setting. And let the people.
This dude Dowell has an entire cult behind him. You want this man to sit up there and go anywhere to Dowell, who's already said that he's his enemy. You want him to go anywhere with Dowell, who already publicly said that Ringo is his enemy, and Dowell has an entire cult behind him. What are you talking about? A mediated territory? Like what? Where? What? What, bro? Where are you from? Where do they do that at? This dude got a whole cult army behind him. And you want this man Ringo by himself. You know, at most he probably got a couple of friends or something in New York or something. I don't know. But you want him to roll out. Roll out and meet up with Dowell and his cult somewhere to have a civil debate. After Dowell already said he's his enemy. After Dowell already showed zero respect for this man. Where are you from? Where do we do that at? Like, what? The chat, no. Niggas is not green out here. What? What? What fantasy is you living in? These guys, bro.
Actually be in a position to judge righteously. That's what you would do.
Brother.
But you know what? I don't believe that these brothers are going to do that. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
He hope he's
all
wrong.
Of those guys who, guys like Mr. Jamie, who made a video, he made 2 videos, 2 hours long, giving his side of the story, and that's great. He gave his side of the story. For these guys, like Born Rowe, who want to speak on subjects that having not even really known anything about the topic.
I did my research. I heard all the testimonies. I had Rufus in my chat personally talking to me about it. Eric Gonzalez is in the chat right now. People directly involved. Who you talk to before you jumped out the window and start defending Dowell? Let's just call it for what it is. Defending Dowell. Who did you talk to? Let's go.
Guys like Ringo TV, Neftali, whoever that guy is. All these guys who want to speak on Pastor Dowell in terms of this situation. You're given an opportunity. Use that debate as a platform to have both sides of the story given in a public setting.
Bro. Y'all seeing this, right? Y'all are seeing this, right, bro?
And then people are able to judge righteously. But you cannot make a judgment until you've heard both sides. And seeing as though most of you have not heard both sides, many of you shouldn't even be talking. But because you hate Pastor Dowell, or because you love Pastor Dowell so much so to the point where you're not even going to, listen to the other side, you people are making judgments, having disregarded both sides of the story, not even knowing all the information.
Brother, we can see, okay? We can see. This is not hard to decipher. Eric came to Straightway with a wife and a daughter. He leaves Straightway without his wife. Dowell is now married to this man's wife. In the scriptures, is the woman not commanded to stay with her husband as long as he lived? Is that not in the scriptures? Eric is alive. He's just said something in the chat. Eric is alive and well. Even if we say worst case scenario, Eric and Nelly had a toxic relationship, super toxic, whatever. Super toxic, they had to separate, whatever. That woman is commanded to reconcile with her husband. Not get another man unless she will be in adultery. Dowell is with that woman. It's adultery. It's adultery. Brothers of Truth is coming out and saying Dowell was in adultery. One plus one equals two. Another Dowell like, I understand this deal. These guys was this, and I was out there protecting Dowell. Man, and I was once, yeah. He said he was watching them for 3 years. I mean, you might just be hurt that, this is happening to Dowell. He said he ain't coming to defend Dowell. He tried to add some balance to it, but I honestly can't tell. With a video like this, with all the information that's out, I honestly can't tell. How are you not defending Dowell? The drama was in our past. We did not show up with drama. And Rufus' testimony himself, Rufus said that if Eric and Nelly had problems, then they did a damn good job hiding it. Because from what everybody on in Straightway Georgia or whatever, what they seen, they just saying a happy couple, a happy family. I mean, witnesses. We have actual witnesses, people that were there in the chat. Ringo, Rollo, interviews with these people. Interviews, multiple people. For you to get on camera and say none of us is qualified to speak on it? How else the word gonna get out? I'm confused. If not us, then who? Oh yeah, right. You on that well, no, we know what you on. I was finna say, only the Most High can judge their hearts, and only He knows, and only He can say anything about the person, and this and that. But no, you said Dowell has to literally speak in order for everybody else to speak, even though Dowell refuses to speak. Brother.
This happens way too much in the Hebrew.
Everybody has their own opinion. Who was this dude? The speech police. Dowell been on YouTube for years, rubbing folks all kinds of ways, and now his dirt is out, so they feel how they want to feel. Who's he again? I don't even know, bro. I just got added in the video at 1 a.m. I just got added, and I said, you know what? Let's just watch it. Let's watch it together. And I'm not impressed at all.
Community, it does nothing but cause separation and division. I hope that we're able to come out of this,
man.
But at the end of the,
you're doing the exact same thing. My bad, y'all. I'm not new to this YouTube stuff. I've been here for a little bit. But this is my first time getting added in a video, so you gotta bear with me. This is my first time being added, So this is a monumental moment, actually, you guys. So yeah, this is my first person to add me and mention me by name. Yeah, I'm expecting more of this, obviously. It comes with the territory, but for this to be my first one, yeah, like I said, I ain't too pleased with this one, because it's kind of silly. It's kind of silly. My camera just died, but yeah, it's kind of silly. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. He down bad for this video. I ain't gonna be fake. Yeah.
The day, this is going to continue to happen unless you people decide that you're actually going to do what you claim that you want to do, which is follow the Most High and His Word. And the Most High and His Word says, before you can judge a matter, you have to hear both sides. You cannot speak on a matter if you do not fully understand both sides.
Well, sir, you don't understand my side. You don't understand Ringo's side. You don't understand Dowell's side. You don't understand the people involved side, which is, Eric. You don't understand Rufus' side, Jamie's side. You got less sides on your side to put this camera up and get the talking the way you is. You got way less sides on your side. You have way less information as far as the matter goes. All you doing is saying, hey, Dowell haven't spoke, so none of y'all can speak. What? What?
You cannot. And if you decide to do that anyway, you are in sin. That is according to.
I just find it
Deuteronomy
ironic. This dude is doing the exact same thing, bro. He's doing the exact same thing to all of us right now. That he's telling us we can't do the Dowell. I just find that super funny.
1 verses 16 through 18. So I just want to come out and speak on this subject because it's very heartbreaking. All this discord among the brethren. You know, people want to make hit videos on everybody else, and really and truly, I think it's just because people want followers. Honestly, people do anything nowadays for attention. But I just hope that this situation is able to be brought forth in a manner to which eases the tension and brings out.
Now we just want attention. You know what's funny, bro? I've been doing this for so long. It'd be funny. I've been doing this for so long. The exact same formula. You know? I see something that speak to me. I get a message. I feel like, oh, I wanna talk about that. I feel like I can teach something on that. Whoa, that's crazy. Let me speak on that. You know? Same formula for years now. Soon as one of the videos sit up there and get a little traction. Soon as one of them get a little traction, here these guys go, oh, you can't speak on that, or you're only doing this for likes and clout. I'm not even getting no paper off this. This ain't doing nothing for me, for real. That's the crazy part.
Most High. So I hope that, family, you got something from this message. Again, just make sure that when you decide to speak on something, make sure you understand both sides. If you don't understand both sides, don't say nothing.
All right. You don't understand my side. So, there we had that. Man, that's the video. He added some other people. Oh, no, he just added me and Ringo. Okay. I don't know if Ringo gonna say anything about this. If he do, that'd be interesting. Again, nothing personal, to this guy. I didn't catch his name, but just like, yeah, my advice to you, I understand, you feel a type of way. You've been following Dowell. You don't really like seeing him get dragged like that. I get it. But you should probably watch those videos and see the whole matter, like you said. You say you're trying to be objective. The objective thing to do would be to actually see the charges Dowell has and see what's making people say the things they're saying about him. By watching the videos. I'd say the most digestible place to get the content would be Ringo. Now, you probably, You know, if you don't want to sit through the hours of videos that Ringo posted, you know, I guess that's on you. But I'd say it's necessary if you want to sit up there and speak on the matter, because all of the evidence, most of the evidence rather, is there. Most of the evidence is there, and there's testimonies, interviews, all of that. It's there. It's there. So actually do your research and see what's being said about Dowell and why, before you, for lack of better, you know, terms, defend Dowell. Because that's what this was. You came to Dowell's rescue. You put the cape on. You put your cape on and you came to Dowell's rescue because you've seen people talking about him. That's all this is. Let's just call it for what it is, bro. Meanwhile, I've witnessed Dowell say that he wouldn't be surprised that when the Messiah returns, he would only visit Straightway because of the fruit Straightway represent. Wow. Yeah. So that's your boy Dowell. That's your boy Dowell right there. If he said that, that's crazy. Because Dowell don't even think the Messiah is gonna visit you while you up here defending him. He don't even think you getting a visit. Let Dowell tell it you ain't got no fruits, because you ain't got a community. Therefore, you have zero fruits. Now, I know he said that. So, let's just stop with the games. That's the video for today, man. For tonight. The second one. You know, if y'all ain't see my last video on overcoming lust, I suggest y'all check that one out.